We've got Matt Vrzal here on the Warhorse Sportsbook Hotline. Verz, how are you this morning?
Well, I am all right, fellas. I have a bone to pick with Ravi, but we can get to that when we need to.
Let's just start off. Let's do it.
Wait. Am I in this at all? Because I
might be.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Do your thing.
So, a bald, spectacled man was in Paisans last night. And all due respect, I don't listen to the show. I don't have time to listen to things.
Okay.
But he told me that you said that one Bo Jackson was overrated.
Oh, God.
Did he provide much context there or no?
He did. He said your argument was that he only played 4 years of professional football.
So here's let me paint a picture for you here, Verz. So we were having a conversation.
You better be a Picasso.
I mean, if it's Picasso, you're not even going to recognize it. Fair.
Only because I've been here.
So we had a call yesterday, text something that included Bo Jackson as one of the greatest running backs of all time. I took exception to that because while I consider him a very great athlete, one of the best athletes of all time, his NFL career accomplishments, I don't think justify putting him in the greatest running back of all time conversation. Is he a total freak of nature? Absolutely. Not denying that. But when you look at what his NFL career actually was, I find it a really tough sell to put him in that conversation. Thus, overrated. Not bad, but overrated in the way people think of him versus what his career actually was. That was the context.
So a guy that averaged 6.8, 4.3, 5.5, 5.6 per run, but every time he touched the ball, you were in for 7 yards. You're not in on that.
I'm not talking.
Had it not been for a broken hip, which I understand that happened, then you wouldn't know any of these other dudes.
Listen, okay, go ahead.
Like, just what did we pull any film of this before we made this grandiose statement?
I have seen a lot of film on Bo Jackson. Yes, I have.
Because I know Damon Benning is a big Emmitt Smith guy, so I didn't know if you're in that camp.
There you go. See?
No, listen.
What, you just want to make sure I was listening?
You just want to make sure you were included.
Here it is. I know you're new. I know you're new to this line of work. So
well,
it's only his second week. He hasn't been in it long.
Wow.
Here's my thing, Verz.
Hello, friends.
I understand that when he was playing.
Who's your favorite running back?
My favorite running back is Barry Sanders.
That's fair.
I'm a Barry Sanders guy.
Who's your number two?
I'm actually I'm higher on, I think, Walter Payton than DB is. I really like Walter Payton. If we're just like a person,
hates Walter Payton.
That's a lie. Stop it.
If we're going on guys that I just kind of have an irrational like for, and I'm not saying he's better than some of these other guys. I really loved Marshall Faulk. I really, really loved him on those Rams teams.
You're one hip injury away from possibly witnessing the greatest human being to ever play football.
I understand that, but you just said my exact point. Possibly. We're living in what ifs on Bo Jackson.
I understand the ludicrous nature of your statement, but
I'm not going to live in what ifs when I'm talking about the greatest of all time.
Are you here for this later?
That dude was a legit, But anyway, you got any questions?
Yeah, I did. So did it at least move your needle to see Drew pumping last night for Grand Canyon? I don't know. I just know we know him as a person, the family, just to see him kind of look healthy and competing, man. I was pretty pumped to see DC do his thing last night on the bump.
Super happy for him. It just a mental hurdle, right? And if you look at the grand scheme of it, if he does not have a good Thursday start, your weekend becomes a long weekend.
Yeah.
Because now you're going to have to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday with guys getting major innings, so they can't have a bad day. Great to see it. It just so much of baseball is mental. In any other phase of life, if you go 3 for 10, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, you're an all-star. So, I mean, it's the best game to deal with just mental toughness. And it was great to see him, got in a couple spots, got out of a couple spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was just super happy for everybody involved, for him and his family and the team and all of it. So it was just real cool.
Hey, on a larger note, when you're kind of looking at do you think this thing with the athletics and the way that Nebraska wants to compete is contagious with the athletic department, regardless of sport? Like, can you kind of see a way that these teams want to play that you think has a lot to do with the athletic department as a whole? Is that finally happening?
Success will always breed success. I mean, look at how spoiled we were when we were there. Volleyball was good. Wrestling was good. Track was good.
Yeah.
Baseball was good.
Yeah.
We were good. Gymnastics was good. Like, nobody wants to be the reason that you suck, right? Nobody wants to be the team's like, oh, you're just the tag along. Like, you're men's basketball was good. Women's basketball was good, right?
Yep.
So nobody wanted to be that guy. We're like, your sport, you're here, I guess. Good job. But no, it will always, success is always contagious.
It was just weird because I think people kind of gave Byrne a hard time about wanting to, like, the president, like that, all the sports being good, mattering to him. You know what I mean?
That probably, along with when they got eliminating him, was probably one of the dumbest moves in the history of the university.
Wow.
Because that guy was, listen, you didn't have to like him. And he stood up to the big redhead and said, you coach the football, I'll make the money. How about that? Because at the end of the day, my name is on the check. So, and that didn't happen a lot for that guy. And at first, he wasn't a real big fan of skyboxes coming in. Then all the money started coming in. Like, hey, this is all right. We got some budgeting stuff we can do here. This is pretty cool. So I don't think that's ever in the pantheon of everything that went down in Nebraska to get us to where we are today. I don't think that gets that dude had a vision and a mission. And if you were in the way, pretty quick, you were out of the way. You were getting on board or you were getting gone.
That's Matt Vrzal, former Husker owner of Pison's Pizzeria. That's all the time we got today, Verz. We appreciate it. As always, we'll talk to you next week.
See you, boys.
That's Matt Vrzal. That's the week.
Dang, hot take week.
I'll be honest, a lot of the topics from this week got away from us.
Yeah, well, I blame you.
It is my fault. We'll catch up next week. We'll try and get a little better. Still not going to think Bo Jackson's any better than he actually was.
Need Nebraska to beat Minnesota.
Let's do it. Let's get a win. Let's get some wins over the weekend for Nebraska, Creighton, more Husker baseball. We'll be back next week. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. This is Hurrdat Sports Radio.